They say heartbreak is a wound time can heal, but I know better. I trusted Ryan with years of my life, weaving dreams together, stitching moments with laughter and love, only to feel the sharp edge of betrayal when I was stripped bare and vulnerable. It was a cold January morning when I discovered the truth. Late-night whispers from his phone and concealed smiles had finally broken loose from the cocoon of lies. They fluttered out, brightly poisonous. A text from a stranger cracked open our facade during breakfast. "Last night was incredible," it read, shattering the mundanity of clinking coffee cups and buttered toast. In that brutal, silent moment, my love story unraveled, a tapestry he had thread with deception. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I stood up, my heart pounding a requiem in my chest, and left. I walked out of our sunlit apartment and into the biting chill, feeling each step detach me from the life I thought I knew. The locks clicked shut behind me with a definitive, unfathomable finality. For months, I wandered alone through the fog of grief. The world muted itself, as if attuning to my hollowness. I left town, shed my old identity like a worn-out coat, and melted into the anonymity of a new city. In the echoes of strange streets, I whispered little pieces of goodbye to the life I thought was meant for me. Change started small. A haircut here, a new job there. I threw myself into every challenge, a tempest of desperate energy driving me forward. I enrolled in night classes, fueled by the ardent fire kindled by my suffering. Months crept into years, and scars became lines of wisdom rather than reminders of pain. The emptiness I first felt slowly filled with something richer, something purely mine. I found strength in solitude and courage in creating a life I owned, a space where I was no longer defined by anyone else's expectations. I learned to love the person staring back at me in the mirror, a story written not in broken promises, but in fierce, hard-earned triumphs. Now, here I am, back in the town that once cradled my naivety. Business called me back, offering a measure of success even the old version of me couldn't have foreseen. My presence was strategic, intent on thriving unseen, yet fate had other plans. Walking down the familiar main street, my eye caught the bookstore where Ryan and I used to spend lazy Sunday afternoons. As if on cue, there he was. A ghost of my past, a shadow on the sunlit pavement, ambling with the careless ease of someone untroubled. An old familiarity tugged at my heart, a deceptive whisper begging to be acknowledged, but I silenced it resolutely. He paused momentarily, just yards away, turning as if sensing an invisible pull. Our eyes met through the distance, not with surprise or nostalgia, but with acceptance. I didn't need to approach, no words were necessary. I realized, in that moment, that his validation was obsolete, relic of a time whose currency no longer bought any piece of me. He smiled tentatively, a flicker of acknowledgement, but the weight I felt was not his. It was my own, a liberation from the need to reconcile what was with what is. A quiet wave of clarity washed over me, affirming the truth I had sculpted alone, a life resonating with the quiet symphony of self-love and resilience. I turned and walked away, not out of bitterness, but with the simple grace of someone who had finally come home to herself. I moved forward, certain and light, leaving him as a mere passerby in the story of my life.